Toxic masculinity. In the past 10 years, there's been an uptick of personalities and platforms on the internet that perpetuate this idea of uh, being an alpha male. You're an alpha male or you're a beta male. You're a king or you're a peasant. If you don't have $1 million in your bank account, you're a piece of shit. uh, so I obviously disagree with that kind of mentality. And once again, I'm not telling anybody how to live their life. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm saying this is my opinion. I believe in something called divine masculinity or positive masculinity. And if you don't know what that is, let me give you an example. Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. My dad took me to see Lord of the Rings in theaters when I was about 5 years old. Yeah, so if you can date that, I'm pretty old, or I'm getting up there in years. But he took me to see that movie, and I remember thinking, like, oh, Aragorn's the main character, but he wasn't. That's kind of what I'm getting at, though. Positive masculinity. Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. He's not concerned with power. He's not seeking attention. He's caring. He's understanding. He is self-aware. He understands his effect on the world around him. And he doesn't impose his will on others. However, he is capable of great and terrible violence. And he only wields it in situations where he is protecting people that he cares about. And he's not the main character. That's the whole thing with Aragorn. He's not. He's the king. He doesn't want to be the king. He's not concerned with power. And that's the thing about these influencers that perpetuate this idea that, I'm an alpha. I'm a man. I need to be served. Divine masculine is the one that is of service. A man, in my world, in my head, my ideal divine masculine, me, my perfect self, is taking care of everybody around me. No matter what. With my hands, with my money, with things I can do for them. That is, in my opinion, what a alpha male. I don't believe in alpha, beta male. I don't believe in that. But in my opinion, that's what, if I see somebody who has absolutely the means to never work a day in their life ever again, but chooses to for the right reasons, that's a divine masculine. Me and my girlfriend's relationship, if it was up to me, she wouldn't work. I would provide the home and she would fill it with love and take care of it. That's just our relationship, though. I'm not saying that's how everybody should live their life. Absolutely not. Everyone's different. I would never put somebody down for disagreeing with me on that. That's kind of crazy that people get mad about stuff like that. But absolutely not. Everybody has a different dynamic. That's just me and her. But yeah, toxic masculinity is a man who is concerned with worldly things more than internally, spiritually, mentally, and will cling to power at whatever cost. Really concerned with power. And they do things slick out of fear. They do everything fear-based. Like, oh, I'm going to lose my power. I have to do this. Oh, I'm going to look a certain way. I have to do this. Oh, people are going to think that I'm a pussy. I'm a beta. So I have to, put this other dude down. I have to do this. That's toxic masculinity, in my opinion. Positive masculinity or divine masculinity is a man who is soft towards the things and the situations that require a soft touch. And when the situation calls for it, can flip like a light switch into something very, very hard and tough. And to be able to fight for things that you love and to admit that you love and care about them deeply and to show that by fighting for it That is positive masculinity, in my opinion. And Aragorn from Lord of the Rings embodies that perfectly. And shout out my dad too, though. My dad is a fucking G, man. He's my hero. Like, I love him. He's the one who really instilled this in me. He never like told me it, but like looking back now, he is the blueprint for me. He's a veteran, and he fought in Desert Storm, and he survived, and a lot of people didn't. So that's the blueprint for me. Shout out Mike Wooldridge. But yeah, everyone's got this idea that you know, I'm a man, I'm a king. You serve me. I tell people what to do. I have all this money. You listen to me. I'm showering you with money, so you do what I say. If you peel back the layers on somebody like that, you see that they're scared. They're so scared to lose all that. They're scared to not have power. They're scared. There's this term that was coined in the late 20-teens, big dick energy. And I think what that was layman's terms for divine masculinity. And it is somebody who doesn't care about power and being seen and understanding that you can uplift others and care about others and show a softer side of yourself and still be strong. You can still uplift others, and that doesn't take away from your own power. It just doesn't. And I'm not saying there's positive masculine and then there's toxic masculine and that's it. This shit comes in waves. Like, absolutely. Do I get like bummed out and like feel like I need to like cling to stuff that's worldly? Fuck yeah, I do. Hell yeah, I do. But in my mind, I know that my perfect vision of myself is like Aragorn. Strong. I don't impose my will on others. I don't care about power. But, you know, in reality, like, we all kind of do, obviously. Like, I'm on here making content and stuff. Like, to say that I don't care, this is another thing. There's like an inverse side of this where there's people that are like toxic positive, where they're like, I'm not, you shouldn't want any of this stuff, but they're on Instagram and they have like 1 million followers and have all this money and like show off all their shit. This is not black and white. The same way that there's not one or two types of people on the planet, there's not just positive and masculine, positive and toxic, and you can just flip it like a switch. It's more like a spectrum, and it's an understanding of these two sides of yourself and a control of yourself. I'm talking to the men now. If you're watching this and you're having trouble with ladies in the romance department, and you're on Tinder and you go on dates, but you can never make it past the first date, and they always tell you like, oh, you're a nice guy, it's not you, it's not me, da-da-da, and you're just like, damn, why can't I get a girl, dude? I can't, like, oh, I'm like so alone and stuff. Hear me out. Go find out what your purpose is. Work on it like a fucking psycho. Don't think about women. Don't. Oh, you're going to, but I'm saying, like, focus on the thing that gives you purpose. Focus on your career, your passion, your hobbies, your talents. Focus on going to the gym. Focus on eating right, getting your mental where it needs to be, your spiritual side, like your religion. If you have a religion, dive into your religion. If you start doing that, if you start sharpening yourself and making yourself like a divine masculine and building yourself up, you will attract somebody. You will. And they'll sense that. They'll sense that you are improving yourself, and it'll just happen eventually. If you desperately seek out a woman because you just don't want to be alone, first of all, you need to catch that. You need to nip that in the bud. You don't need anybody. Women too, you don't need anybody. But back to the men. You don't need anybody. You need to work on yourself. And me and my girlfriend have talked about this a bunch. We don't need each other. We are perfectly fine without each other. We add more to each other's experience, but we never needed each other. And if you get that out of your head, you work on yourself, you sharpen yourself, you're in the gym, taking care of yourself, building something, making something of yourself, a woman will sense that, and then she will be attracted to you. If you just go out and you're like, I need a woman, I'm so fucking lonely, they will sense that. They will sense that lustful energy, and they'll be like I'm going to go find somebody who's working on themselves and not so focused on me. And that's like a topic for a whole nother video, but I'm going to leave it at that. I say lustful energy. I'm not a Christian. I'm not religious. I'm saying a woman, all the women that I know, don't like when they get with a dude and the dude's just like love bombing them. Like, oh, I need to be around you all the time. Like, they like it when you're so focused on making yourself better that you just attract good things. And you will get a woman if you start taking care of yourself. You'll get a beautiful woman. I promise you. So yeah, that's and this means something different for everybody. Like, you got to figure it out for yourself. This isn't just, I'm not saying this is like a cut and dry thing. I want to make that clear. All of these videos I'm making, it's just my opinion. I'm not saying everybody should be like this. I'm saying this is my experience, this is my advice. I'm not like a coach or anything. But I'm just saying this is my opinions. This is what I think would work if you're having these issues. Because this is all stuff that I've had to tackle and I've had to realize with my life. Because there was a time when I was like that. I was like, damn, I'm so lonely. I just wish someone would, like, be with me. And I ended up with some pretty terrible women before I met my girlfriend now. And I wish now I'm on the other side of it. I'm glad I did meet them because it taught me who to never fucking waste my time with, like what kind of person I should never waste my time with. So if you're watching this and you have experienced some form of toxic or positive masculinity, let me know in the comments below. Let me know your opinions on what I'm saying. If you disagree, if you hate me, I want to hear from everybody. I appreciate everybody. I will comment on your comment no matter what. I comment back every time. I fucking love y'all. Everybody who watches these videos, subscribes, likes, comments. You guys don't understand how much it means to me. I love you guys so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.